Hey sis, can we talk about the manifestation of anger really quickly? Because I think this is something that we truly need to focus on and get a hold of. Something that I have been observing by working in these schools is anger is a way of life. It's the way that everything is handled. And I'm not talking about for the adults, I'm talking about for the children. They're so extremely aggressive. The way they talk to each other, the way they interact with each other, the selfishness of it all. I didn't do it, get somebody else to do it. Energy in a communal space, it's really, really bad. I'll probably mention this often because it impacted me greatly. But I was sitting on the playground talking to another child, and he was like, they're starting to fight. And I turned around and they were like first or second graders. And I said, hey, cut it out. The little boy who was about to get beat up ran off. The little boy who was about to beat him up looked at me, and the look on his face scared me. He had so much rage and anger in his face. A child. What the heck did that other kid do to have that child that turned? It was in that moment that I realized the way that we're raising our children to be these big, huge rage machines. Children who get upset at the simplest thing. If there's levels to anger manifestation, we are raising our children to be on 10, period. What in the world did that other little kid do, if anything, to receive the amount of anger and rage that this young man was pumping out? So much so, after he looked at me, he went and looked where that boy ran and went and chased him down so he could continue beating on him. To which I was not satisfied with the playground attendant's response to, because they're desensitized to. The other kindergarten girls that I saw fighting, the girls who were with me, which were 6th graders, were like, you gonna let her get away with that? Yes, the 6th graders, the 11-year-olds, were encouraging the 5-year-olds to fight. And these are the children that we're raising. These are the children that become adults. Now we look at the aggression in our society and we kind of start understanding why. Sending your child to go to school to be aggressive because it's an aggressive environment is the reason why the environment is aggressive. Because your level of aggression may not be their level of aggression, may not be that other family's level of aggression, and so all people are in there being aggressive. What if we raise our children how to be diplomatic? What if we raise our children on how to defend themselves by enrolling them in Muay Thai or Krav Maga? I don't know what it's called, but that stuff looks cool. As soon as the money get up, I'm enrolling the whole family in that one. What if we taught our children not aggression, but defense, conflict resolution? Now I get it. I'm one of the millions of parents who are sending their children to school. You're one of the millions of parents who are sending your children to school. But what if just maybe more than one of us actually taught our children how to be friends? Taught our children how to move in love energy. Now you pull up if you want to. But Caden's first day at kindergarten, when he walked on campus, he saw his brother talk to somebody, and so he followed suit. He walked up to some little boy who was his equal size, maybe if that was a factor, grabbed his hand and gave him dap. Little boy the whole time getting dapped up like, I don't know you. But you could if your parents raised you to go and make friends. And now we're adults who are lonely because we never knew how to be friendly, but we definitely knew how to be aggressive. I'm able to work at this school right now simply because when I first conflicted with the founder, it was an aggression. He knew how to de-escalate me, and now we're besties, at least in my head. At least enough when I went up to him and asked him, can I use one of his rooms for an event? He was like, yeah, you can, but also, do you need a job? This man looks out for me and my family. This is the man I initially cussed out. He is one of the people who taught me how to stop matching aggression with aggression. He's one of the people who taught me stop leading with aggression. So we really have to focus on the intentional training that we're imparting within our children. These schools are war zones. I asked a young lady, are you surviving or thriving? And she's like, honestly, miss, we're all out here surviving. Do you know that that's where you send your child every day? And they get a break on Saturday and Sunday. Unless they're in Saturday and Sunday school. A young man pulled me to the side and said, hey, I go to school on the weekend and I'm bullied and my parents can't really do anything for me. I was like, how them enroll you in some Krav Maga, baby? You're gonna be whooping up on everybody. So it isn't so much that we teach our children how to be more aggressive. Because if it's not in our child's spirit to knuck if you buck, I'm sorry, our kids aren't going to knuck if they're buck. Now, in teaching them how to defend themselves, that is a shift in mentality. What I have struggled with is teaching my children how to be aggressive. And honestly, I didn't become aggressive till high school. I literally had a girl put her arms around my neck and had me lean back and say, say blood, say blood, say blood. And since I had such an allegiance to the Crips, I wouldn't say it. This bitch had her hands around my neck and I didn't do nothing about it. Because in my mind, well, she ain't really choking me. So we need to just shift from teaching our children to match aggression, because our children are pure love. Now they may be in an aggressive environment. That's why we teach them how to defend themselves. And it's a beautiful skill that they can carry throughout their lives, especially if they're females out here in this very male aggressive world. But if we just teach our children how to be angry, and then we look and wonder why our world is just so dang angry.